Come in.
Hello, Sam. How are you
Hello.
doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm good.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. May I sit down?
Please have a seat.
Thank you. Okay, well, how's the day going for you?
Oh, it's been wonderful besides for the weather on the drive in.
Yeah, the weather is kind of cold actually. I wanted to start by giving you my business card. I was wondering if I can get one of yours as well so I can.
Yes, thank you. I actually don't have one on me, but you can grab one from the receptionist on the way out.
Okay, I'm like sure I will. And I wanted to thank you for meeting with me and taking your time. I actually, on the way here, saw Zach Hall. You know him. He did research for you about the overcoming the obstacles as a new hire for the mattress firm. How did it go for you?
It was pretty good. We learned some interesting stuff with that.
Good. Well, I'm very respectful of your time. I'm trying to be. I know we have only 15 minutes,
Yes.
so I just wanted to set an agenda quickly. So I would like to learn about your business first and how you do business at Mattress Firm. Then I would like to learn about your sales management training, the insights of it. I would as well like to tell you about our sales leadership certification, and maybe I can give you suggestions, recommendations that I have about it. Does that sound good?
Sounds wonderful.
Okay, and based on the agenda, do you think anyone should join us?
No, Kim would like to know what we talk about today, but he's out of town, so I'll just get back with him.
Okay, sure. And do you mind if I take notes?
Please,
Of
please.
course. Thank you. So, it's been kind of 2 weeks since the last time we talked. So, how's business going?
It's going wonderful. We're opening tons of stores. It's been very busy here at Mattress Firm.
Good. So I actually know that Mattress Firm recently acquired the Mattress Giant. It's a big investment, 47 millions. Wow, congratulations.
Yes, I know. We're knocking our competitors out one by one.
Yeah, and this actually brought you, as far as I know, at least 180 stores just in the Houston area. So what is it like in sales management numbers? How many have you acquired recently?
Well, yeah, 180 stores is about correct. And with that, we also got about 180 new sales managers.
Okay, and as far as I know, the culture is very different. Mattress Giants tend to be more traditional, and mattress firm is more customer responsive. So how do new hired managers respond to the culture of mattress firm?
They're responding pretty well. I mean, it's I think we have a better culture here, so they're willing to adapt.
Hmm.
So they're liking it and they're responding well.
Is the transition going smooth for you?
It's been pretty good so far. I mean, it's pretty chaotic acquiring 180 stores, but it's been very well, very well.
And as well, I wanted to actually learn about your sales training, so I was wondering if you can walk me through it. So, what kind of training do you currently have in the mattress firm, and what do you actually implement for your new hires at this point?
So sales training is about we have a week long crash course of product knowledge. Beds are pretty complex. They can be. So we teach them for about a week on the products, and then we have another couple weeks of following a salesperson in store and learning our sales cycle, asking questions, finding out what kind of bed they like, and then closing. So we have a couple weeks of following someone, and then we put them on the floor for another week and have someone follow them and observe them and make sure they're ready to go. And then we really let them go free and make sales.
Do you, do you have any complications? According to what Zach told me, that there were still some obstacles as soon as they kind of you let them go free, still mentoring. But what obstacles did they face in the first week of their being on their own?
In the first week, I can't think of any obstacles in the first week. It's, they, I mean, and just like any salesperson, they're new, so they're gonna hit a couple bumps, but they do fine.
Any feedback that your sales managers provided for you? Anything they requested that they feel like they're missing?
Um, for just salespeople, no.
Sales management, basically.
For sales managers,
Mm-hmm.
well, we do. We're opening so many stores, so we are, throwing so many people into management positions that don't really have the experience.
And is the time crucial for you, knowing that you just recently made an acquisition and you're still trying to meet the 1 billion in sales this year?
I would say so. I mean, time's always crucial.
And what increase in revenue are you looking at for the coming year?
Probably about 10% for every single store we have.
And no, talking about the 10%, that's a million, $1 million. So it's not an impossible goal. And well, I know that you've hired the PES alumni, at least, uh, Will Pham, just him on his own brought 1 million to the store that he worked in. So PES supposedly for you makes it possible. So how impressive is that whenever the PES alumni come and work in the stores for you for Mattress Firm?
Most of them do pretty well. The ones who stay here, we also just had one quit, so it's kind of a give and take.
Okay, and is the turnover lower for the PES alumni than the regular?
I don't have those numbers. I
No.
really don't.
And
I would say the biggest thing about the PS alumni is they just have a better attitude towards sales in general. So
okay, and what particular details that you like about your sales training?
about my sales training,
Mm-hmm.
well, I think we have a pretty good sales training here. We teach them, like I said, about the product, and then it's kind of like a crash course. It's real fun. They go away for a week as a group. They get to bond. That's probably what I like the most about it.
Okay, and what are the obstacles that you're currently facing with the training? There's any ineffective procedures that you may observe?
Well, like I told you earlier, I don't think it's necessarily problems with our sales training. You know, I think maybe it's more towards the sales manager training.
Okay, but do you have a sales management training at this point?
We do. It's kind of out of date.
Okay, so you're looking to updating the knowledge for the sales management?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, we're growing so fast. We're acquiring so many stores, opening so many stores, and throwing so many people into management positions that don't have that experience. So they're just kind of getting fed to the wolves. They don't have.
Mm-hmm.
They go through a short training, but I don't think it's enough, and it's not. it's kind of out of date.
And what impact would it, make on your revenues and the performance of the store if Crucial Sales Management just received a short, probably 5-day training, very extensive? Would this, and do you think, improve the performance of your managers in, as well as the revenue?
Would it improve?
Yeah, in your
Yeah,
opinion.
I'm sure.
And so basically, what if I tell you that with the program that I'm trying to offer you, I can increase 10 to 15% sales management performance in just first year of the training? How was that gonna help you?
I mean, it would increase my revenue, I guess.
Is that your is that the goal that you're looking at, or is there anything else that you would like to accomplish?
Well, of course, I would like to increase revenue.
Okay. Um, and do you see currently any improvement in the revenue because you hired PES students?
Um, they're good. They're great students. Um, but no, I mean, I think anyone could do their job. So
Anyone?
yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of great salespeople that are non-PES students. So
And you think you accomplished the performance of those sales managers through the your sales program, the sales training that you provide?
can you restate that?
Your sales management, you say they perform as well as the PES alumni. So do you think you improved, through your sales training, or they're just, naturally coming good?
I think the salespeople probably 60% is our sales training, and the other 40% is them wanting to make money and learning how to do it.
And do you think if the techniques that salespeople are using at the PES would improve performance of your sales management?
I'm not sure. I don't really know what they learn about management in PES. I know they sell stuff and learn about sales.
Okay, at this point, would you like to learn about the sales certification program that we're offering, certification?
Yeah, I mean I'd be open to hearing about it.
Um, I brought the brochure with me. I actually highlighted some important parts that I see, and I can just quickly introduce it to you. And at this point,
How much is this gonna cost?
it costs on an average about $5,500. However, we do offer the discount since the mattress firm was still currently is the partner with the program for excellence in selling. You receive $1,000 discount. If for some reason you disregard it, there is the early bird sign in that will save you 500 per person.
Um, that sounds great. This looks cool, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but money is not the value as long as I can tell you what we can do for you with this program. So far from our meeting, I have an understanding that you have a lot of salespeople and you have at this point sales managers that you acquired, and their approach is traditional. It differs from what Mattress Firm is used to. And as you mentioned, it's a little off the date, the training that you have currently. So I really,
For my sales manager.
yes. So I really believe that our program, our certification will help you to bring them up to date, up to speed, help them manage their salespeople better, and it will save you a lot of time. Yes, it is a lot of money, but you're looking at a smooth transition, a quick transition, so it can bring you your revenues. And I do guarantee you 10 to 15% in their increase of performance.
How can you guarantee that?
We actually had already companies that have been working for us that we as well did research, such as Ecolab and Aflac, that we were able to deliver what we promised, 10 to 15% increase in just 1 year, first year of the training. And you've heard about these companies as well, probably, so they're well known. And what would be the most important for you with the program if you choose to use it? Would be the knowledge or the time saving?
Um, I think knowledge is very important. I'm not too concerned about the time saving.
Okay, and how important it is for you to bring them up to the level of knowledge that, the current standards that you're looking at Mattress Firm.
I mean, it's important for me, like I said, because we're trying to open those stores and they're being thrown in the management roles, but don't have that kind of management training put in place. So I mean, I think it's important
So if I can,
just so we can reach our goals.
Mhm. So if I can offer you a solution that eliminates your concerns and as well as addresses your, the list of criteria that I just mentioned to satisfy you, would you give me an opportunity to earn your business?
Yeah.
So then I would like to talk to you about the program certification. Just talking about the features that we have. Basically, it's just a 5-day training. It's essential techniques that sales managers learn. And it's very extensive and intensive program. It starts from 8:30 in the morning and finishes at 5:30 in the evening. They are taught how to, they're trained. They taught how to be motivated. They trained how to choose the salespeople, how to better hire them on a regular basis, and of course create the competitive advantage and create very customized, personalized customer service. And talking about the benefits that you're gaining, it will increase the individual performance. It will increase the retention because you said there are a couple of people that are leaving because of that people are just leaving, and it will improve the strategy of the company as well. It will increase the awareness of the company's goal, not just individual meeting the quota goal. It will increase the customer retention because of sales managers' knowledge and the motivation of their salespeople. And of course, they will learn how to properly use the CRM system, and which is essential. They will receive an actual certificate from the U of H Bauer College, and not to mention that they are the best teachers in a nation because this is a number one sales program in a nation. And we've been working with companies for over 15 years.
Julia, this sounds great, but I have a hard stop. I have another meeting,
All right.
so I have to go. Can you just email me this stuff, please?
Sure. And would
Thank
you
you.
mind if we schedule another meeting with you?
Yeah, just email me and we'll get that on the calendar.
Okay.
Thank
you
you.
very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was horrible.
Thanks, Julia.
Do you give me feedback now or later?
So I think I'll give you a little bit of feedback real fast.
Thank you.
Where do you think it went wrong?
I was talking a lot.
So
And I got a little confused in the questions. Like I had an outline and I didn't expect.
Yeah, I think I gave you something, but you didn't hear it and didn't run with it. So I told you my sales training's good, but my sales management training's not, and they're getting
Because
thrown
that's
in
where
the
I got
management roles. And
confused.
so that's you should have taken it from there. And you kind of confused me when you were talking about PES students and but it wasn't bad. It was good. It was good.
It was a lot of talking though.
It's fine. I mean,
Okay.
I'll give you more feedback later.
Okay,
Thanks, Julia.
thank you.
Tell the other person to wait a minute.
Where are the timers?
Oh, those are Amy's. I'm just using mine.
Do we have, who did you say, Dialy?
Chilia?
Dialy Rinke?
Chilia?
Rinke or whatever?
Yeah, Chilia. Hey, is that for me?
Yeah.
Oh, can I have like
Yeah.
30 seconds?
Do you want to come get her?
Yeah, I'll get her.
Okay. to stop the videos in between each one and change them to the next student? Positive? Because everything's going to be under the first student that you placed it under.
You can if you want.
So just hit stop and then select down to the next student.
Yeah, I think Zach last time did it all in one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's
As
what
long as-
Sonya just said.
As long as all worked out for that. I just making sure.
I think it's right. Come in.
Hello, how
Hello.
are you?
Great,
Shay
how are
Ranky,
you?
pleasure to meet you
Shay, it's
finally.
so nice to meet you.
Here's my business card just in case.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful.
Zach told me so much about you. I'm glad we finally get to meet after our phone call.
Of course.
I've been looking forward to it. So how are things at Mattress Firm?
They're going wonderful. Very busy. We're growing like crazy, so it's
That's
been
good, that's
very
good.
busy,
How
yeah.
are the PS alums doing?
They're doing well. Yeah.
That's perfect, that's perfect.
We love the PDS students. So.
Absolutely, I love them too. Well, I'm here today. I don't want to take too much of your time, just about 15 minutes. What I'm here today to do is learn a little bit more about Mattress Firm and how their sales managers are doing right now. Get to know Mattress Firm a little bit more personally and find out if what I have to offer is actually something suited for your company right now.
That sounds wonderful.
Alrighty, well, let me begin with a couple of questions. I know that recently Mattress Firm merged with Mattress Giant. How is the adapting with the new sales managers that you've received?
It's going all right. I mean, it's been crazy, like any acquisition would be, right? I mean,
Right.
it's so many new stores and so
Do you
little
mind if
time.
I take notes?
Yeah, please.
Okay. And tell me more. Like, how are they developing? How are the sales managers from Mattress Firm adapting to? From Mattress Giant adapting to the Mattress Firm culture?
As far as them adapting to the culture, I think it's going pretty well. They enjoy it. Our culture is very fun. I think they like our culture better. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the Mattress Firm culture is
Right.
a lot more fun than the Mattress Giant culture. So they're having a great time. And
Absolutely. And how are their numbers comparatively now that they've joined Mattress Firm? Are they on the same level as your Mattress Firm's managers that have been there for a while, or how are they doing in that regards?
they might be a little lower. I haven't looked at the numbers in comparison our managers to their managers.
Okay. And another question I have for you, just to get to know Mattress Firm a little better, is what are your goals for this upcoming year with the new managers?
So, I really, my goals are to open stores. We're trying to open, at least another 200 stores in the next year, and then grow every store by at least 10%. So
Okay.
some pretty ambitious growth goals.
Absolutely, 10% is a lot. And if you don't mind me asking, what is the revenue looking like right now for this past year?
Per store or for the company?
For the company.
For the company, we made, I think it was about $10 billion.
10 billion, okay. And you want to increase that by 10%?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. And okay. How do you feel, like, what are the areas you feel like you'd have to improve in order to do that with your sales managers?
Well, I think there is a little problem with our sales managers. We have so many new stores opening, and we're throwing so many people into these management roles
Okay.
that they don't really have good management experience. You know, they have the sales training and the sales foundation, but not necessarily the management leadership foundation.
Okay.
So they're getting these stores and being in charge of people and stores and budgets and bottom lines and I think it's a little nerve wracking for them.
Right. So a little bit of time management, maybe.
That's probably in there, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. And so let me see if I have this right. Right now, your main concerns are the increase in revenue by 10%, which would be about 1 billion, correct?
That's my goal, yeah.
Okay, and then you also have a little bit of concern with the sales managers that they're being put in new stores and their leadership isn't up to par for what you're expecting, correct?
Yeah, I just think they're a little nervous about it, and
Okay.
probably not doing as well as they could.
Okay, maybe a little not as confident as.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what the program can offer you, and I actually brought you a brochure here. We do have several classes. It's a 5-day period. They would come in from 8:30 to 5:30, and the nighttime would be dedicated to working on what they learned throughout the day. And it does offer a sense of leadership that perhaps they haven't gotten before. It will put them in positions where they have to come up with an action plan. They have to learn to train and learn to pick the right people to work for them. And it's geared towards high potential salespeople who are going to those sales manager roles, as well as sales managers who want to learn a little bit more about how to become a better leader, how to work better with their salespeople. Another thing is it's you mentioned the leadership.
How much is this gonna cost?
Well, right now it is 500 around 5,500, but if you sign up early, there's a $500 cutoff, so it would be around.
Julia, I'm gonna
5,000.
tell you right now, that sounds very expensive. So I'm not
Okay.
really sure if we're gonna be able to move forward with this.
About how much are you spending yearly on training for your sales manager?
Per sales manager, it's about $2,000.
$2,000, okay. And how often do they go through that training?
Just whenever they get promotions.
Just whenever they get promotions. Do you feel like that's necessarily enough as far as as they carry on through the years that carries out?
Maybe not. The training's a little out to date, but it's only $2,000.
Right, right, but it's a $2,000 that you may have to spend again if they're not necessarily um, performing to the higher standards. That correct?
Even if I did spend it again, it would still be cheaper than this.
Well, our program is we have a lot of the teachers or the professors that are working. They have sales experience. They've worked for Eli Lilly, Xerox. They've written books, several books that as a student I've used and learned from and grew from. Um, these people we have people who are VP of sales for Mars Candy. So
I mean, I have executives at Mattress Firm teaching my stuff too. So.
well, I understand that, but I firmly believe that an outside opinion can sometimes develop a sales manager a little more than an inside opinion, because then they're seeing a bigger perspective versus just the opinion that I believe Mattress Firm does a great job with what they do, but I also believe that there's always room for improvement in every company. And I know $5,000 is a lot of money, and it seems like a lot, but have worked with companies like yourself, Aflac. We've worked with them. We collab, and over the years, we saw about a 10 to 15% increase in their revenue.
Okay.
So it is quite a bit of money, yes, I understand, but they're going to be getting world-class training. We are the #1 sales program in the nation. For a national competition, we've won twice in a row, and we as students are getting trained by those same executives that would be training Mattress Firm employees. And it's definitely something that to think about, even if it's not necessarily something you're considering right away. There's still a lot of time. Maybe you won't get the early bird special, but there's still time to maybe choose 2 or 3 managers and try it out, see if that's something that would develop your company. I know that your PS alums, students that have gone through the same program, have done extremely well at Mattress Firm. So it's definitely something that could happen with all of your sales managers if you were interested.
Cool. Can you just walk me through one day of this training?
Well, one day of this training, like I said, it starts at 8:30 in the morning. It goes to 5:30. The first day, for example, you're gonna start what's your life like today as a sales manager, and by the end of the day, you would be working on time management as well as how to build relationships with your guests. Because as we know, just crunching numbers doesn't do it. You have to bring that customer back in. You have to sell another mattress to them because if they buy a mattress, their kid is probably gonna need a mattress in 2 years, and then if their mom lives with them, an elderly, she'll probably need a mattress in 2 years as well. So you constantly keep bringing them back in. They'll give you referrals, and it kind of teaches you that time management as well as building that relationship. So you're working with a client that will keep coming back. So that would be pretty much what the first day would consist of. On the last day, you're going to be working on your action plan and your change contract. Which a change contract basically is how are you going to improve what you used to do and what you're going to do. And after the program's over, we have webinars to follow up on, so it's not like they finish the program and they're left to their own. So it'd be continuously working on it.
Okay.
And I know for a fact that the professors that would be teaching this course would be more than willing to continue to work with Mattress Firm if they had any questions. They already went through the program, and we could definitely make accommodations since you guys are a partner of our program.
Good.
Do you have any more questions or concerns?
No, I think I understand this. I have this brochure to look over, so I'll read more about it later.
Okay, well, I don't know if you're committed today. It seems to me like you still have a couple of ifs about it, but I'm more than willing to meet with you again. Would be that be something you're interested in? Perhaps you can talk with your group, with your management team, and just see if that's something you really wanted to do.
Yeah, just follow up by email, and we'll schedule something.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want to set a date for us to meet?
I don't have my calendar in front of me. So
Well, if I give you a couple of dates, would that be okay?
I don't. I mean, I have no clue. I'm a busy person, so I don't have it in front of me. So I have to go back and look at it
Absolutely,
online,
absolutely. I totally understand. But I will definitely be emailing you. Would tomorrow be okay? Well, actually, I'll give you a little bit more time. Tomorrow's probably too soon.
Yeah, probably.
2 weeks, I can email you in 2
That
weeks.
sounds great.
And let's say I'll email you in 2 weeks on a Wednesday morning, and perhaps we can meet later that week.
Sounds great.
Okay. It was so nice to meet you, Sam.
Very nice to meet you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Sit down real fast. A little bit of feedback before we
Okay.
go. How do you think you did?
Okay. I don't think it was perfect. I think there could have been improvement.
Where?
Maybe on my needs payoff because you didn't necessarily
Yeah,
see.
there wasn't really one, was there?
Yeah.
And I think
For you.
where you could have gone, so I told you, you could have found out the number per store instead of just one number. That way you
Okay.
could blow it up later.
Okay.
And I was willing to tell you, but you just said no.
Okay.
Anyways, I think where you could have gone was, so you found out, my managers, they weren't up to date
Right.
with management training, right?
Right.
They know sales training, but not management.
Mhm.
A good sales management training. So you never found out how is that affecting me?
Okay.
How is that stopping me from reaching my growth goals?
Right.
And then you would have found out, that I'm missing out on my 10% per store, which is $1 billion, and
Right.
you would have blown that up and shown me, and
Right.
I probably would have purchased. And then it also would have been easier to handle the price objection later, because you would have got to it and you would have said, well, this is only $5,000. Earlier you said if your sales managers don't get up to date, you're going to be missing out on $1 billion. It would
Right.
have been easier.
Yeah. I see where you're coming. I got a little nervous, but
Oh,
yeah.
other than that, you started off with good questions. It was good.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks, Julia.
No problem.
Doing okay?
Yeah.
Need anything? Maybe like an apple with that little dip in it. Maybe eat a sandwich while you.
Yeah, no. No, I'll get one in a minute.
Are you coming out to get them?
Yeah, I'm gonna get them. I'm just gonna put our feedback on here.
Cool.
Are you done? Just wait like 10 seconds. Come in.
Hi, Mr. Woods. Julia
Hello.
Cow.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm good. How are you? Is it okay
Great.
if I have a seat?
Please sit down.
Thank you. I have my business card for you.
Oh,
Do
thank you
have
so
one?
much. I actually don't have one, but you could grab one from my assistant on the way
Okay.
out.
Okay, great. Well, I know when we spoke on the phone, you said you had 15 minutes today. Is that time still okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. So I actually did some research, and I know that you went to Rhodes College and majored in political science.
I did.
I was wondering if you could tell me, how you made the transition from political science into sales.
Well, sales is really everything you do in life. So, you know, I've always been interested in sales. And I met the gentleman, Steve Stagner, who's the CEO of Mattress Firm, and he just kind of introduced me to this business. At first, I was like, mattresses, it doesn't sound cool. But
Yeah.
when he showed me his plan for growth and wanted me to be under him, I figured it would be a good opportunity. So I took it, never looked back, and now it's been amazing.
That's great. That's great. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Of course.
So I want to keep within the 15 minutes. So the agenda for today, I know I mentioned on the phone that I spoke with Ken Murphy, and he said you might be interested in our sales leadership certification. So just the agenda for today, I want to make sure it's okay that I ask you some questions and then see if you might have a need for our training. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sounds perfect.
Okay, so is it okay if I take notes too?
Yeah, please.
Okay, good. So I know that last year your sales revenue grew 42%, and actually you guys hit the 1 billion mark.
We did.
So can you tell me, how you were able to do that, and are you happy with those numbers?
We were happy with it. So now we're gonna grow even more, right? We were able to do that just by opening new stores and just trying to hire, train, and develop the right people.
Okay, great. And then, so what are some of your goals for the next year?
So I want to grow every single store by at least 10%,
Okay.
and we're gonna try to open another 200 stores just next year.
Okay, those are great goals. Can you tell me a little bit? I know that you guys, all your new employees go through a flight program, a new training program. Can you tell me about the ongoing training that you guys have, maybe for your store managers?
Well, we don't really have. We do have a sort of a little ongoing training. It's only when a person gets promoted into a management position.
Okay.
They have a short sales manager training. So
Okay, and how does that promotion, the training go when that happens?
It's about a week of just leadership and sales talk, and kind of reconfirming some of the stuff we already taught them, and just letting them know that their job is a little more important now.
Right.
Yeah.
So how has the feedback been from those sales managers about your training?
Well, honestly, they say it's a little out of date.
Okay.
I think it might be a little boring. I'm kind of having problems with it myself. Not too sure how good it is for them, but
Okay, so out of date and boring, are there any other issues that maybe you see with that?
no,
Okay.
I think
Good.
those are the big problems with it.
Okay, so I know you guys have approximately 2,500 employees. Can you tell me maybe how many sales managers in particular you have?
Yeah, out of that, at least 1,000 are sales managers.
Okay. And I know you guys have hired over 20 of our alumni to
We
Mattress
have.
Firm in the past 5 years. In particular, William Pham made over $1 million
He did.
in sales last year. Are you happy with that? And how does he compare to maybe your other sales employees?
That he's in a pretty high volume store, so it's not. I mean, he's a great guy. He's amazing, but a lot of it has to do with the store also.
Right.
But he's there for a reason,
Mhm.
and I'm of course happy with him writing $1 million. Do I think he could do more? Yes.
Okay.
Do we have other $1 million writers in the district? Yes.
Okay.
So.
Okay, great. One more question for you. I know that you guys, since you guys are looking to grow 10% in the next year, all of your stores and open up 200 more new stores, you actually merged with Mattress Giant recently.
We did.
Can you tell me how that experience has been for you?
It's been great. It's been chaotic and fun all at the same time. We gained another 180 stores, and it's been fun.
And their sales managers, have you had them go through your training?
Yes.
And how has that been?
Like I mentioned earlier, it's probably not the best, so I'm not sure how valuable it was for them.
Mm-hmm. Have you gotten any feedback from them regarding it?
Some of the same feedback. It's a little out of date.
Okay.
Maybe a waste of time. So.
Okay. Okay, so based on what we've talked about today, you're saying that your training for your sales managers maybe is a little out of date. It's boring to them at times. And also with the merger with Mattress Giant, they've had some of the same concerns. So if I could offer you a solution to those problems, would you be willing to consider giving me your business?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to show you is our sales leadership certification. I have a flyer here for you. It's a 5-day program, and what it does is it takes...
Julia, how much is all this going to cost?
So, since you guys are a partner of our program, we give you a $500 discount for each person that's in the program. So, we are limited to 80 seats in the program in July. And so if you have 80 people come, that would be, well, it's actually $4,995 for each person. So that would be $399,600.
Wow, I'm gonna stop you right there. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to, really go through this. I don't want you to waste your time today.
Yeah, no, I understand completely. Just, I know you mentioned that you're looking to grow 10% in every single store, and with revenues of $1 billion last year, that's $100 million that you're looking to gain.
Yes.
This is only a small percentage of that, and we would love to help you, get your training for your sales managers in order for you to increase your number. And I know you mentioned that you said your program's kind of out of date, so I would love to show you more before you completely rule it out.
Okay, I'll take a look at it. Can you tell me about what a day in the life looks like of this training?
Right.
What do I do on my first day here?
So your first day, you have what is great sales leadership. So each day there's a different topic, and each of the people, your sales managers, will have a specific area that they're focused on each day. And they can actually come to our program with a specific problem that they're having, and we will actually do a case study. That way, if there's any problems that they're having, we follow up with them afterwards and make sure it gets resolved. So it's very one-on-one. I said it's limited to those 80 seats. So they get one-on-one training from the best professors in the nation.
Okay.
So based on that, are there any concerns that you have?
Yeah, you know, this is a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
How many times have y'all done this before?
So we've actually done it in the past, and companies like Ecolab and Aflac have seen sales performance increase by 10 to 15%. So those are the numbers that you're looking for in growth. So I really think this would benefit your company. Um, can I get another meeting with you, or would you be interested in signing up for this today?
Um, I don't know why. I don't know if I could sign up for this today. Like I told you, it's a lot of money. And I think what I'd rather do. This looks cool, but what I'd really rather do is kind of revamp my own sales training. We like to do things in house, and I'm not really sure that I want to pay someone else to do it when I could revamp it myself and still probably keep it under that 5,000 per person mark.
Right. Well, you've seen great success in the PES students that you hire from us. And is that something that you really want to take the time to do when we have great training available here?
I mean, it's my job, so.
Right. Yeah. And I know you said that you had, your training was a little out of date and boring. What specific ideas would you have for improving it?
Oh, I don't know. I'd probably just start brainstorming and talking to people.
So I would love to give you more information. And I know Ken Murphy spoke really highly of you and thought you'd be interested. Can I set up another meeting with you?
Yeah, we can meet again.
Okay, great. Do you have time next week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday?
Um, yeah, how about Thursday?
Okay, Thursday is morning good for you?
Actually, you know what? Thursday's not.
Is Friday good for you?
No, next week's not going to be good. Can you just go ahead and email me and then we'll try to get you on my schedule? It's
Okay.
pretty busy.
Okay, I'll send you an email. Thank you so much. What is your email address just for confirmation?
It's sam.woods@mattressfirm.com.
Okay, thank you so much. It was great to meet with you today.
Thank you. Great to meet with you. All right. How do you think you did? Huh?
I was nervous.
So, how do you think you did?
Okay.
Um,
Of overcoming objections, I guess I'm not really anticipating what you're gonna say.
well,
And then I stumbled a lot.
I mean, you didn't do a bad job overcoming, stating the $1 billion or the $1 million, the 10% of that billion. But I just think you could have, and it's the hardest thing to do, but could have really implicated more. Yeah,
Okay.
you didn't really do it, so
Yeah.
you never found out, how is my sales training? You found out my sales training was out of date. It was boring, old, right? But you didn't find out how that affects me in reaching my goal.
Right.
How does that stop me from reaching
Yeah.
these goals? And then you could have really blown it up.
Right. Okay.
So you would have known that I was missing out on 10% per store and $1 million or something, and then later you would have been able in the objection to even handle it even better with
Of
that
course.
dollar amount.
Okay. Okay.
Other than that, I mean, I think you did a great job.
Okay. Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Come in.
Hello, Mr. Woods. Good
Hello,
morning.
how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Good. May I have a seat, please?
Please sit down.
Thank you. I spoke to Zach Hall over the weekend. He said to send
Oh,
his
nice.
regards and tell you hello.
Thank you. Tell him I said hi.
I sure will. I know that whenever we spoke, you said we have 15 minutes. Is that still okay?
Yes, only 15. I got a hard stop at 15. Got another meeting.
Of course, I know you're busy. Here's my business card in case you need any
you.
follow-up afterwards.
Thank you.
And as for our agenda today, I will ask you a few questions on your business and your sales training process. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, thank you. So, as you may know, I'm a PS student, and we also have our SEI program as well. And you have hired many PS students
I have.
over the past 5 years. How are they doing?
They're doing well. I love PES students. They have a real attitude towards sales. That's amazing. They love it.
Yes, they
So,
sure do.
Yeah.
You also have a record breaker there, William Fawn. He recently at the White Oak Trail store sold $1 million worth of sales.
Yeah.
How are your other managers doing in comparison to him?
I mean, they're doing good. He's good. He's great. You know, he's in a very high volume store, so he's doing really well. In that district, we have like $4 million riders, so you know, it's just a great district.
Good, good.
And he's good too. Of
Yes,
course.
of course. And is it okay too? Sorry if I take notes as well.
Please
as I
take
ask you
notes, of
questions.
course.
Okay. So, how many sales managers do you have under you? I know you have 2,500 salespeople, but how many
1,000
managers?
of those are sales managers.
Alrighty. And with the recent merger you've had with Mattress Giant, how many sales managers have you acquired as well with them?
It's included in that 1,000, but
Okay.
probably another 300.
Okay, so 1,300 would be.
No, it's
Oh,
included in
okay,
the 1,000.
altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, in the 1,000. Okay, sorry about that. And as for your current training program with Mattress Giants, how do they compare? Do they match up to Mattress Firm's culture?
The training program, or
Their training program and their culture. How does both match up of Mattress Giant to
Well,
Mattress Firm?
we just completely nixed their training program. We use ours, and their culture. It's a little more stiff, rigid, but we have a very fun culture here, and it didn't take long to kind of just take them over, and now they seem to be really taking akin to our culture and having a good time.
Okay, good. So they're pretty okay with change, and they're not pretty resistant to it. They're good and flexible with it.
Yeah.
Okay, and how is the sales program that you have right now at Mattress Firm? As for how long does it take, and what do you do during the process?
For what? Sales?
For your sales managers.
Sales managers.
Yes. How long is their training program?
Well, we train them every time they get a promotion. We send them through a week-long training program. We tell them all about leadership and time management. It's so it's all right.
Okay, and about how much does it cost to train each manager? $2,000. And now, as for whenever you do you just do like individually as they're promoted the training, or are they all grouped together?
It depends. If people are promoted within a couple weeks of each other, they'll all go together. Or if one person's being promoted that month, they'll go by themselves. It really depends.
Okay, and would they be separated as to like, would you have like the higher performing managers together with their training? Or are they mixed together with
No,
lower
they're all mixed
performers?
together,
They're
yeah.
just all mixed together. Okay, and
They probably wouldn't be being promoted if they were low performers anyway. So
yes. And can you tell me, has there been any disadvantages to like training everyone all together at the same time?
disadvantages to training them all together?
Yes, like if you
No.
would have like a large group.
Not that I could think of.
None that you can think of. Okay, and as for the week, how do they how are like their profits after the week? Do they increase a lot, or?
Yeah, a little
Steady.
bit. Not too sure that is real effective or doing a real great job of improving them as leaders, but I haven't really measured it. So
Okay. And if you could measure it, what would be a percentage that you would like to see them, their profits go raised by?
At least 10%.
10%. Okay. And so it is $2,000 for each manager. And if they could have a specialized program that focused more on leadership and their training, how would that help to affect your profits?
It would. I mean, I'm sure it'd be good. It'd be probably raise profits.
Okay. And what are your goals for the future with Mattress Firm?
Well, we really want to. We're focusing on growth right now, so we really want to open at least 200 stores in the next year, and then raise each profit or each revenue for each store by 10%.
By 10%.
Yes, revenue.
Okay. And so you do want to raise it by 10%, and you do have different managers going all at once. If you did have a program to where you could have more like smaller classrooms and they could receive more personal what training, would that be beneficial for Mattress Firm?
Maybe.
And if it, what do you think wouldn't be beneficial about it?
I mean, I think it'd be beneficial. I mean, I just don't know if it's necessary.
As with your with it not being necessary, are you saying that the training isn't necessary for them to have a specialized training?
I'm kind of confused. So my training?
Yes, your training for them to have
No,
it
it's very
specialized.
necessary. Sorry, it's very necessary for them to have, our training. I'm not too sure how great it's doing, but it's.
Okay, and if you're, since you're not sure, and you did say that, you do have about 5%, but you do want a 10% increase, if you had a sales program that would, for your managers, help to increase sales 10 to 15%, would that be beneficial to
Yeah, of course.
Mattress
Anything
Firm?
that's going to increase sales.
Okay. And also, I guess for your managers that are top performers, you could have them kind of like not necessarily exclude them, but if you could group like let's say 20 of your top performers for them to have a specialized training program, and knowing that they would have this 10% increase, how would this affect what they could bring back to other managers and for Mattress Firm?
I don't know. Assuming that they relayed the message to the other managers, I guess it would improve everyone.
Okay, and now you say that you're not sure if they will relay the message to the other managers. With me knowing that, I can also let the instructors know that as well. We do have a follow-up action plan that they would be held accountable for, and they could incorporate that into their goals. Would that help ease that they would be giving the message properly? Okay, alrighty. Well, our program, it is a little over $2,000. It is $4,995 for each manager, but if it would be and it's exclusive to 20, so
What
it would
does a day in the life of this program look like?
It is 5 days, 8:30 to 5:30 for the first 4 days, and you leave at 12:30 on the last day, 8:30 to 12:30. You're taught by top professors. Michael Ahern is one of them. He's known nationally by Fox News and Wall Street Journal as well. Also, Dr. LeBon and Amy Vanderveer. So there'll be 5 teachers total. They'll be taught leadership skills. They'll have advanced sales training, and also how to take what they learn to do it at work. And then they'll have the follow-up plan as well, also with blogs and resources that they need to continue their education.
Great.
And so how does that sound to you? Does that sound good if it's for your top 20 producers?
Um, sounds like a good program.
Okay. And now we have, in past studies with Ecolab and Aflac, have increased their profits by 10 to 15%. Does that sound good to you as well?
Sounds good for them.
Yes. Well, so we could take 20 of your managers and put them through the same sales training. They could potentially see this growth or more. Would that be beneficial if they could at least get that 10%?
Yeah, but I have sales training. So,
Yes, we do, but this is specialized for your top performers, and they'll also get a leadership certificate, which is globally recognized in universities such as Canada and Mexico as well, and they'll have this ongoing access. Does your program have ongoing access to industry leaders?
as far as mattress industry, yes.
But as for also industries, other industries, sales industries as well, because you can always learn from, different companies as well, strategies.
Yeah, I mean, we have our mattress firm executives teach.
Yes, and how are any of them globally or nationally recognized as our
Yeah, of
teachers
course.
are as well?
Of course.
Okay, that's good.
Steve Stagner started this business, and look where it is now.
Yes,
It's amazing.
yes, definitely, definitely. Don't you think? Do you think that it would be great that if managers of his caliber would do well with the professors of the same caliber as well, and then they can possibly combine ideas and move forward to get all the profits together?
Yeah, I mean, I like combining ideas and networking and stuff.
Okay. And definitely you mentioned networking too. We do have networking opportunities, well, like I said, with the other universities, and also access to other professionals as well. So would all of those be good for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So with our program, as we said, you wanted more profits, and it is expected to have 10 to 15% growth. It was also very exclusive. You'll have a recognized sales certificate that's recognized both nationally and globally, and it is definitely something that is really great to be, for your company. And since we're only limited to the 20 seats, having your company's managers attend that would be, very beneficial and also a great accomplishment for your company. Do you see yourself sending any sales managers based on what we've talked about to our program?
Um, probably not, just because it's a lot of money. And I think the real thing is I just need to focus on revamping my manager training, not necessarily sending them somewhere else.
Okay. However, I know that it is a little bit costly. Last year you did make about $900 million in profits. With an expected 10 to 15% increase, even with 10%, that would be $90 million. So definitely that projected profit increase would definitely cover the cost of it just only being about $2,500 more per manager. So with the expected profit, and that would cover it, can you reconsider doing our program?
I'm not sure that it's something I even want to think about right now, because it's end of the quarter, got a lot going on. So
Okay, well, I
think I just had to think about it.
Okay, well, can I give you a few days to think about it, and can we meet next week, possibly Thursday?
Yeah, of course. I don't have my calendar in front of me. Just send me an email, and we'll talk about it next meeting.
Okay, and when would be the best time to follow up with you? Can I call you on Wednesday?
Just send me the email, and I'll reply.
Send you the email.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll also leave you with this brochure as well. There's more information here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, and have a great day.
All right. How do you think it went?
I started getting so nervous in the middle, and then I lost all my thoughts.
So I think right here you found out. What did I say? You found out that you didn't ask me about any challenges, or you have to tactfully ask about challenges we may be having with the training program, or if I can improve something about the training program, and then I would have told you it's out of date, but
Yes.
you never got that information, so it made it
Yes.
hard, right?
Yes.
It made it hard to do anything and implicate or anything afterwards. And I would also think you could probably focus on rewording your questions to be a little more concise, instead of, a lot of times you ask two questions in one, and it kind of throws me off and makes me think about which one is she asking. So if you just practice on being a little more concise and asking one question at a time, one good open-ended question, and then letting me speak about it.
Yes. Okay. I got so nervous. I was like so perfect last night. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Priscilla. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got 3 students that haven't gone yet, and 5 minutes until CRM starts.
I'll take another one.
John Lopez.
Oh, it won't be recorded to his group, but just make sure you make note on a piece of paper
Yeah. Do you want Luis Medina, John Lopez, or Lena Boucher?
I'll take Lena.
Elena? You ready?
Come in.
Hi, Mr. Woods.
Hello, how are you?
Lena Lush with the Program for Excellence
So
in
nice to
Selling.
meet you.
How are you? May I have a
Great.
seat?
Please have a seat.
Thanks. Here's my business card just in case you have any questions after or during or anything like that.
Thank
just
you
so
so
you have the
much.
chance. I know you graduated from Rhodes, right?
I did.
That's great. One of my best friends from high school goes to Rhodes. It's her second year, and I'm going to travel up there and
Oh,
go
wow.
see it out. Go check it out.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've never been to Tennessee,
You'll
so I'm
enjoy
really
it.
excited.
Beautiful campus.
Yeah, well, thank you for sitting down with me. I know I spoke to Ken Murphy, and he, wanted to arrange this meeting. So thanks for
course.
sitting down. I don't want to take more than 15 minutes of your time. I know you're busy.
Yeah, I got another meeting in about 14, so.
Oh, okay, I'll be
Yeah.
super fast. I really just want to go over, I know you know a little bit about the program for Excellence in Selling. I just kind of want to go over that. But first, is there anybody else that should be in this meeting, do you think?
No, Ken's going to want to know about the meeting and want to
Okay.
know the information,
We'll
but
let him know.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we'll let him know.
Cool.
I know you're familiar with the program, right?
I do know. Yes, I know about
Okay,
the program.
yeah, I
It's
know
a
that.
great program y'all have.
Great, I'm glad you like it. We actually, Mattress Firm has hired over, I think more than 20 PES grads in, the past 5 years. Yeah.
Wow.
How are they doing? Do you know?
Yeah, doing well. I know a couple of them personally that are doing really well.
Yeah, I know Will Pham. He was at one of our luncheons a couple weeks ago, and Mattress Firm came and talked to us, and he sold over $1 million in mattresses in
Yeah,
a
it's
year.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, how does that compare to your other sales associates?
It's normal. I mean,
It's normal?
in that district we have a couple $1 million riders. He's at a very good location. He's still a superstar, so I mean, he's good.
Okay, cool. And I know, Evie, one of my close friends, she won, one of the Intern of the Year awards.
She was our Intern of the Year.
Yeah,
yes.
that's exciting. I'm glad that, we're doing good things for Mattress Firm.
Of course.
So I know you have about 2,500 salespeople. How many sales managers do you have?
Right now we have about 1,000 sales managers.
1,000 sales
Yes.
managers. Wow. And how's that going? Are you looking for more ever, or?
We're growing pretty crazy, so we're promoting a lot of people into management positions.
Right. I know that you're projected to have $900 million in revenue for
Yeah.
the 2012 year.
Pretty
so,
crazy.
yeah, I bet you're trying to grow. I know Edith Boteo. She's also a PES grad. She speaks so highly of y'all's training program. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Why she speaks so highly of it?
About the sales training or?
The sales training.
Yeah, so it's a great program. It's about a week-long crash course, everything you need to know about mattresses. Then you spend a couple weeks in the store following a salesperson, learning how to sell, ask questions, uncover needs, close the sale. And then we let you kind of do it on your own and have someone follow you and critique you.
Okay. And do the sales managers go through any training as well? Because I know you said you have 1,000 sales managers.
There is every time they're promoted into any management position,
Mm-hmm.
they go through a short week-long sales management training program.
And do you do that internally?
Yeah.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit more about how that? I know it's a week long. Can you tell me a little bit more about what they do, what they learn?
Yeah, they learn a lot about time management, leadership, just how to work with people, how to lead people, be a real leader.
And you said that your sales training is more of like a crash course, and it's a week long. Do you think that this is more of like a crash course, get in all you think you know in the week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody follow up with these managers after they go through their training?
Yeah, we always ask them, what they think of it and stuff like that.
Okay. And about how much does this sales training cost?
About $2,000.
$2,000
per person.
Per person. Wow. So you have 1,000 managers. So that's about $2 million in training cost for
which is pretty
for the managers
normal,
that you
yeah.
have. And how many? I know, like I said, you have $900 million in revenue. How much do you expect to grow? Let's say in 2013.
Well, I'm trying to, open at least another 200 stores and grow every single store we have by 10%.
Okay. That's great, actually. How much revenue does one store bring in? Because I know, Will Pham's bringing in $1 million.
Yeah.
How many did?
Average 700,000 probably.
700,000?
Yeah.
So if you'd like to grow it by 10%, that's $70,000.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Per store.
Per store. Oh, wow. Okay, that's great. What do you think are the strengths of your training program?
So my training program, I think the strengths are that we have our executives speak at it. It's pretty cool that they network with executives. They get to network with other store managers. I think those are probably the two coolest things about the program.
And do you think there's anything that could use improving?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it could be revamped. It's a little out of date. Some of the materials, from the 90s when the company was started, it's kind of old.
Oh, okay. So you're looking
Maybe
at
a little boring.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're looking about like 20 years old, training. And are you referring to your sales training or your management
That's the
training?
management training.
That's the management training.
The sales management training.
Okay. So what could you change about your sales management training, if anything?
Oh wow, it would take me a while to think about it. I mean, I would probably add in, some newer sales stuff.
Okay.
some of the more new sales theory. I know a lot of it's changed in the past even 5 years. So
In the past, okay, that's great. So I know that you've said you'd like to grow your business by 10%. So let's say you're bringing in 900 million in 2012. Increasing it 10% would put you at 990 million. So that's great. That's such a great improvement. And especially if you bring up your stores, 200
Yeah,
stores,
wow.
increase 200 stores, that's going to be great. Because, excuse me while I do the math, but 200 stores times 700,000 will bring you $1.4 million for just that year. So that's great for y'all. How long? I know you just acquired Mattress Giant. How long? How's their sales training?
It's kind of we just deleted it and make them go through ours.
And how long do you think it's going to take to bring all of theirs up to speed?
On our sales training,
Mm-hmm.
probably in the next year we'll be able to have it done.
In the next year. Okay. Do you think it's going to hurt business at all? By
Never thought of it, but I guess it could, yeah.
Okay. Because like I said, if you're trying to grow 10% in the next year, do you think that Mattress Giant's going to bring you down from that and drag you down a little bit?
I mean, it's not like they're have no experience. They've
Well,
sold
right.
mattresses before. It's not.
Right. But it's also like a different product, and like you said,
Well, a lot of the products are the
the
same.
same. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Well, I'm glad. But do their sales managers are they going to go through the same training as
Our
your
sales manager training, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Could probably be revamped though. So.
Revamped, absolutely. So you said, like you said, it needs to be revamped, and you have, it's about like 20 years old. Do you think that hinders your sales at all?
I think what it does hinder is, yeah, I think it does hinder sales a little bit. Probably what it hinders is, we're throwing so many people into these management positions just because we're opening so many stores and they don't have management experience. So, they go through this program and when they're out, I still don't think they're 100% ready. So it probably does hinder, opening new stores and stuff like that.
How much business do you think you lose because, they're kind of just thrown in there? Do you think?
I couldn't put a number on it. I really
Okay.
couldn't. It's kind of hard to tell.
Right. How many sales happen, in like a quarter?
In a quarter, we'll probably make, about $200,000.
$200,000 in sales. Do you think that if your sales managers weren't just thrown in there and that they had a little bit, like you said, I know they go through this week-long training, but it's kind of outdated. Do you think the fact that they're just thrown in there, do you think that the $200,000, could have been higher?
Oh, of course.
Do you know by about, what percentage or dollar amount? Could you put anything on it?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe another 10% or something.
Another 10%. Okay. But that's great because if you could increase, right now you say that it's not as efficient as it could be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it could be, 10% more efficient.
Yeah.
Just to get, to that point. That's great. So like you said, what exactly is the impact of the performance on sales from this lack of training? From just being thrown in. I know you said that there's about a 10%, it could be increased about 10%, right? Okay. So basically, so you have, 1,000 sales managers, $900 million in revenue for 2012. If you do increase by the 10% like you'd like, you have a $990,000 increase.
Nice.
And from having, yes, that's great. So even, a 15% increase, that would put you at over $1 billion.
Wow.
Yeah, $1,035 million.
Wow.
So that's amazing. And like you said, your sales training is a little older, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I could give you something that, is newer, not as outdated, that can bring you up 10 to 15%, we do have a sales leadership certification. And this has shown, we did, the same training for the sales managers with Ecolab. And I don't know if you're familiar with Ecolab.
I am not.
You're not? Okay. Well, they're a company that, manufactures, they bring out a lot of like health products, so like your water bottles, equipment, things like that.
How much is this training gonna cost?
It's $5,495 per person, and it's a 5-day training. And then, but if you sign up early, we knock off like $1,000, like $500. So it's like $4,995.
It's kind of a lot, Lena. I'm not sure. Right there,
Right.
I'm not sure we'll be able to go forward with this. It only cost me $2,000 per person to
Right.
train our people.
And I completely understand that's definitely, an understandable objection. However, if you would like to bring up your profit 10 to 15%, like I was saying with Ecolab, this sales training has brought them up 10 to 15%. So you're expecting, if you would like a 10% increase by increasing 200 stores. So just the 10% increase gives you $990 million for 2013. And, that doesn't include, all the stores that you're bringing, everything with Mattress Giant. So it pays for itself. I mean, let's say one.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah, let's say one of your sales managers is going to bring in, $1,000, let's say $10,000 just from this course. It's paying for itself. It's doubling itself, which is definitely foreseeable, just because, a 10% increase, $10,000 is nowhere near a 10% increase for your $700,000. So I think that it would definitely pay for itself.
Wow.
Is there anything else that any other concerns that you might have?
No.
Okay. How many sales managers do you think you'd like to bring to this program?
Can you tell me about a day in the life of it real fast?
A day in the life?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd
Here.
like to know,
I don't know why I didn't show you this earlier.
I'd like to know a little more before
Absolutely.
I sign up for something like this.
Yeah, sure. This is, just a little literature for you to look at. It's a 5-day course. Day 3 is specifically focused on hiring and training development. So like you said, it's you feel like they're kind of thrown in. So these sales managers will go in knowing who to hire, knowing how to train, so they won't feel like they're thrown in. Because I'm sure your managers, just like if you feel that they're thrown in, maybe they feel like they're thrown in as well. So they'll definitely be prepared. So it's a 5-day course. It's in Houston. We have the greatest faculty teaching it. It starts in the morning. It's like a normal.
This looks really cool, but what I think I'd like to do is take this and then kind of revamp my own. So we're not relying on someone else to train them. Where I'm just revamping my own sales manager training.
Right, and I completely understand that as well. But we have 5 of the top professors that have been researching forever. So our trainer, our faculty has been trained on how to train. They've done so much research. Professor Webb is, known for all of his research and everything that he does. So even though Mattress Firm might, be able to take this and spin it into their own, our professors and our faculty, they have done all of the research to help make this program. So I think it would definitely benefit Mattress Firm to be at the actual training session, at the actual leadership certification.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, if you'd like, I can sit down with you in a couple days or next week, and we can talk about how many people you're going to send, if you'd like, if that would work for you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, what day is best for you?
Next Thursday works.
Next Thursday? Okay. Would you like me to set up an appointment with your secretary, make sure that she...
Yes, please do that.
Great. And is morning, afternoon better for you?
Morning's perfect.
Mornings? Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Woods. I look forward to seeing you next week, okay?
Thank you.
It was nice to meet you.
Right at 15. Awesome. You did a great job.
Okay, thank you.
How do you think you did?
Not that great. I feel, I don't know.
You were getting jumbled. You had to.
Yes.
You went like this in your questions, but
Yeah.
at the end you got it. You came back to it. You used it. It was good.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure. I don't know. I was expecting you to say that your sales managers were not doing very well, but so I think I relied too much on other stuff.
That's why you have to listen to me and not.
Yeah, and I thought I did. Yeah.